Hello, everybody. It's me, it's Andy, Decade Andy here. Pre-Moonbase 2. You know, we haven't just started yet. We're not going crazy off the top. Let me get my poppy on there. There we go. How's everybody doing tonight, today, wherever, whatever time it might be in your area? Gonna be talking some Transformers today. Not a huge amount of news. There's been very little this week, but there's a few little bits and bobs, and it's just me alone. Originally, I was going to have George on, and we were going to talk about toys from 1986, 7, the era that the Pretenders began. Pretenders, you know, Power Master, Optimus Prime, all that jazz. But he was ill. He's got a big head flu, head cold, headache, pain, you know, that kind of stuff. So I thought, you know, he probably doesn't want to do it while he's in agony. So it'll just be me tonight doing this stuff. Hopefully be okay and quite fun. I guess we can stop arsing about, get on with recording a poopcast, you and me chat. Hopefully have a good time, and, you know, you can ask me questions along the way. A good old time, hopefully, to be had. I need to put my headphones on so I can hear the music. Then I can take them off again, because I don't need to hear the music. I don't need to hear somebody else talking, because it's only me. Alright, let's hit some music, baby!
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast with me, Andy, Decade, and here as I hit my headphones off the table like a professional. Not joined by anybody today. Not joined by anybody today. It's just me on my lonesome. You're going to have to put up with this little zombie boy all on his own. Hopefully you will have a good time, and I will have a good time, and a jolly good time overall will be had by all. We're going to be talking about Transformers, because that is the name of the game. Or the podcast. Partially the podcast, Moonbase 2 Transformers podcast. Should know it by now. Hopefully you do. Hopefully you will have had a good time this week. I'm sure you hopefully have. I'm not sure. I'm hoping you've had a good time this week. There is Transformers news to talk about. There is not a lot of Transformers news to talk about, but there are a few little bits and bobs here and there. I haven't actually done a huge amount this week either, which is kind of a bummer. But I have watched some fun things. It's just mainly one series of a thing that I've been enjoying. So, Transformers news. What we got? We're going to be starting off with, as soon as I can find the button. There's the button. We're going to be talking about Dr. Wu, Fire Ladder, which is Inferno, unsurprisingly with a name like that, and Grain Hook. Yeah, I'm reading that right, I think. Grain Hook, which is Grapple. These are in the grey prototype mold versions at the moment, so not too exciting. But we can see that they will be not individual releases, but they'll be part of a limited 2-pack release. I assume then you can get them individually. Grain Hook features a new head and retooled parts because it's Grapple. Obviously, otherwise it will be pretty similar in terms of what you would expect. So these, being from Dr. Wu, will be smaller than your quote-unquote usual, you know, legend scale toys from third parties. These will be super ditty, super small. Having a look at them, they look like they're better than what you would expect usually from a grey prototype. They look a little bit cleaner, like they're being printed in real plastic rather than grey prototype plastic, which is nice. It gives you a better sense of what they'll be like. I'm not sold on the heads. The way the heads have been molded, Grapple specifically, he's got a very fat face. Big fat nose, big fat, like, it's just wider than it should be. It's like comically oversized. I'm trying to think if there's I feel that I've seen the face design before on it, like in an anime. It looks a little bit like the really mean guy from Berserk, Mozgers. If you've read or seen Berserk, the preacher guy with a very flat face. Mozga's, it's kind of that kind of face, at least for Grapple. Doesn't to me go, oh yeah, that's Grapple, guaranteed. I look at that face and go, that's Grapple. It will look better painted. I know, you know, we all know. But currently at the moment, I don't know, it looks a bit weird. It seems that you can give Grapple his hand grapple, and it will be like it just goes over the fist to give the faux grapple effect. The grapple for the vehicle mode will hang over the top of said vehicle mode. Otherwise, yeah, that'll be about it. And oddly enough, there's not a huge amount of pictures of Inferno. But again, Inferno has that kind of strange look to him, where he doesn't look quite right, I don't think. He looks slightly off, head sculpt-wise. Bodies and everything like that, that looks fine and dandy and fine. And it seems like there'll be what you would expect from vehicle modes that probably are going to transform very similar to the G1 counterparts. And when I say the G1 counterparts, I mean the original toy G1 counterparts. Just looking at them in their packaging in vehicle mode, that's the vibe that they're giving me. There'll be a bit more here and there, just to hold it together, I guess. But just looking at these images, I don't think they're the most impressive things. But if you want really small versions of them, here you go. You've got them. These will be your babies. Will they do an Artfire? Not Artfire. Artfire? Yeah, Artfire. The white version with the Target Master. Maybe. Maybe they do it. Maybe all they do for the Target Master, instead of making a small Target Master, is instead of the hose for Inferno's hand, they just repaint that to look more like the Target Master. You know? Maybe that will be the idea there. Maybe you could do the green grapple as well, and have that as a 2-pack. I don't know. Not really for me though, as I mentioned, but nice to see it nice. Now this was the news that I thought was the most interesting, which hasn't been covered because technically it's a third party toy. Blah blah blah. APC Toys, known for doing reissues, in quotations. Are doing the APC Toys Galaxy Mob Air Force Vehicon purple version, which indicates that they'll be doing the silver version for the elite version as well at some point in the future. If you remember from back in today, the Air Vehicon, I think, was only available to buy from the Japanese market. I don't think it was ever in America world at all. And if you were a crazy person, bought multiple versions of the car, and I know there were people out there who did that, and you were irritated that you can have a vast fleet of Air Vehicons, this might be the opportunity for you, as I imagine they're a little bit cheaper. We don't have a full price on them yet. If we have a look at previous APC Toys, Arachnid was $32. Cliffjumper First Edition, who's coming out, is $29. Soundwave was $37. RC was $34. I think we can probably assume, around $32 to $30 is probably the price he's going to the Vehicon will be going for. I don't know why in the images they show two versions of it, but it's going to be made out of ABS. It's going to be the same height as you would expect. You're going to get, with the figure, the main figure, obviously, of course, you're going to get two guns, two small guns, but those are a pre-order bonus, and a new head sculpt, which will also be a pre-order bonus. Now, apparently, this is coming, release date late November of this year, so it's apparently really, 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 really soon. And I just heard about it. The new head, if you didn't know, and if you're not watching the stream live, is going to be either, I'm not sure which it's saying is which, it's either going to be the standard Vehicon head, or the new head will be the minor Vehicon head. If you remember from the episode of Prime where Ratchet gets juiced up on totally not steroids, bro, he tortures one of the Vehicon miners who has a more distinct kind of double visor face. When I say I don't know which is which for the pre-order bonuses, because they show a lot more of the images show that the Vehicon has the minor head than with the normal Vehicon head. So I'm honestly not sure which one's a pre-order and which one's not. Either way, I'm probably going to pre-order this because I never got the Air Vehicon. I like the miner head. If you wondered what the 2 extra guns are, the 2 extra guns are effectively the little guns, the little small versions of their normal guns. And you can just blob them on the vehicle mode, I guess. It's nice that you get 2 with the original American release. You only got 1 gun that wasn't painted. These are painted, so it has a little, fluorescent pink kind of energy lines to give it a bit more pop to it. I don't know how this compares to the Japanese release visually, because I don't have it. I guess we could have a look. Hang on. Let's have a look at the Japanese release of it. I'll just have a quick little dandy-doo-dah at it. Transformers Prime Air Vehicon. If I can spell Vehicon. I can spell, don't worry, chat. Transformers Primes are Vehicons. That's not at all what I wanted. My little friend. Vehicon. Oh, didn't have that in. Oh, maybe it's just Jet Vehicon. Vehicon. Jet. Toy. Wow, really? You're going to make this hard. Oh, no, there it is. There it is. Okay. Got the silver one, the elite one. Where is... Yeah. Okay. So I've got an image up on the screen of the original one. All of the bits that are... Where are... Yeah, all the bits that are purple, which is the correct the correct animation color, on the original Japanese release, are kind of bright pink, kind of fluorescent-y pink, which isn't right at all, obviously. The Japanese one came with a transforming iguana gun. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. It was a bit weird, but it was fine. But it wasn't accurate. What about the vehicle mode? Okay. Let's see if it's extra paint apps for the vehicle. Got a little bit of purple here. Does that there? The purple detail on the APC Toys version was silver. At least on the front of the ship was silver. The wings have silver, which the APC Toy has as well. It looks like it is an improvement paint-wise. Again, it looks like it probably should. I think they have the original Vehicon up that they sold originally, just as a... compare and contrast kind of doodad. I don't think you're going to get both of these versions. But like I say, if you want the Mob Air Vehicon, which I do, I'll probably be going in. I got the Arachnid. The Arachnid is a well-made toy, but it's still not amazing, you know what I mean? Because they're trying to do a lot with Arachnid, and Arachnid was not a thing that was created to exist. But they did an okay job, and the plastics were okay. I like the Vehicon, so yeah, why not, right? XL Hedge says it's already better for not needing stickers and no micron. I didn't mind the micron, but I don't disagree with you, XL Hedge, if I'm honest. It doesn't have the Decepticon insignia, but it's got a place where you can put a sticker, so it does need stickers technically, XL Hedge. It just needs one sticker. One very specifically sized Decepticon insignia sticker for his boob. And that's about it. But yeah, it looks good. I'm interested in it. I didn't even know, but... and I think I might actually be pre-ordering this as well. The APC Toys Red Gladiator TF Prime Cliff Jumper. Now, Andy, you may be scoffing and scuttling around... going, which Cliff Jumper? And it's thankfully... the first edition one, the fucking expensive one, which I never got, but always wanted. So I'll probably be picking this up as well. Sure, I could have got the Energon Zombie Cliff Jumper version, but it never looked great. It's just the Cliff Jumper with a, granted, cool new head sculpt, but then with just blobs of purple on it. First edition Cliff Jumper was meant to be a pretty decent transformer. I'll get this one as well, so I can round out the cast. I don't know why are they saying he comes with the kids? Hang on, am I stupid? Let's read the description of what the Cliff Jumper comes with. Comes with bonuses. Estimated release date second half of 2023. Well, it's not out yet, so I don't know when it's coming out, but it's not just yet. Do you have a list of things that it comes with, Shozy? Do you have a list of things? maybe it does come with the kids. If it does come with the kids, they look as crap as the original plastic versions of the kids that came out, which were not great. Also, it seems like Dark Energon crystals maybe is a bonus. Again, I don't see a specific, like, detailed list of things that this guy comes with, but hey ho. And the other thing that APC Toys has on a pre-order at the moment, which I didn't know about, is the APC-04 Dark Master, which is this one is Megatron. It's the 2.0 version of Megatron, so it's not completely metallic colored. It's kind of a mix between the toy color and the metallic version that they did. I wanted to get this originally because I don't obviously the TF Prime first edition Megatron was deluxe size. The Transformers RID Prime Megatron was Voyager scale, but kind of crappy, beige, weak, nasty crap plastic, which wasn't very cool. And so this is going to be using, from what I know, it's going to be doing the first edition transformation, which is better. And with much better plastic. I missed out on the Dark Master. I don't know if I want this version though. It does look good, but it's not technically accurate to the the animation. The original version that came out is this one when the page loads up. The full metallic version, which is how he looked in the show. So it would be the one I would have preferred, but I think I missed out on my opportunity to get this boy. So I don't know. Should I settle with the kind of toy version? I don't know. Hey, Private Spoon, they look identical. Which one, Private Spoon? Do you mean the cliff jumper? Because if so, I would agree. Dr. Wu's gonna sue for his sword use. No, it's a completely original design. What are you talking about, Exel Hedge? Completely original. Not the same at all. What are you talking about? You're crazy. You're so crazy. Crazy boy. So crazy. I missed out on getting the Soundwave as well. I didn't need the Soundwave. I would have liked to have got the Soundwave, because why not? I don't think I've missed out on any other ones that I really wanted from APC Toys. They haven't done Bulkhead yet from first edition, so they'll probably be farting that out at some point. They haven't done first edition Bumblebee. He'll probably get farted out at some point in the future. I tell you what would be cool, what would be really cool, is if APC Toys did the big balls thing like they did with Arachnid, and they made their own version of Knockout, right? That would be really cool. Because Knockout's toy is shit. Unmistakably shit. There isn't a good version of Knockout as of yet. So, oh, you meant the kids. Oh, the kids' Private Spoon. Yeah, okay, yes, they did look the same. They looked shit. They still look shit. Whatever. But yeah, if they could do a new version of Arachnid, I think it'd be cool if they could do a good version of Knockout. I assume and hope that they'll do a version of Breakdown as well, because Breakdown was a Japanese only release, which was really dumb. So hopefully they'll do that as well in the future. I can't think if there was anybody else. Maybe they could do Predaking and do a good version of Predaking. That would also be kind of nice. Maybe a little higher quality version of Shockwave as well. That'd also be cool. Because he's not a terrible toy. He just needs tightening up and made a little bit nicer. How dare you, Andy? Crockout was awesome. Yes, but he's not what you'd call very screen accurate. Even in the context of turning him into a weird crocodile hybrid creature. Even in that kind of context, he wasn't great. He wasn't accurate. Oh, we could maybe get a better version of oh god, what's his name? Nolan North, Sideswipe, Sideways, that guy. You know who I mean. A better version of him would be nice. APC Toys. Yeah, it's fourth party, but when was the last time you saw a third party figure of Transformers Prime? This is as close as we're getting to anything Transformers Prime related, which is annoying. Very annoying. But moving on nicely and swiftly, the HasLab Deathsaurus, we've got new promotional images, so we can have a look through those things. All its accessories and throne, plus the Micromasters Peepo and Boater. Not Pepe though. That would have been, now that's a Micromaster figure I'd like to see Transformers do. Where's the Pepe? Where's the Peepo and the Pepe? That's what we should be asking, chat. Breakdown was released in the West through Pulse with the Air Vehicon. Yeah, I didn't go for that because fuck them. I'm not a big fan of Pulse. I never have been and never will be. I begrudgingly got the Hiss tank. It's the only thing I've bought through Pulse so far. It might be the last. I don't know. But it's another way to get them, for better or for worse. So, Deathsaurus. New images, like say, I guess these are with the quote-unquote finished prototype. At least the display model that they're showing around and trying to be like, oh, look, he's done, boys. You're going to be getting him soon, which is true. Is he shipping in America at the moment? Are people getting him shipped, or have people just... I think people have got the confirmation emails, which means he'll be shipping relatively soon. I know the Hiss tank's relatively soon as well. But yeah, okay, there we go. Deathsaurus. I know a lot of people are really happy with it. I still personally don't see why it couldn't have been released as a commander. People have said because of the Breastmasters. I'm like, the Breastmasters are not that complex. I definitely think it could have been done. Someone said it's only comparable to Optimus Prime, the Armada Optimus Prime, in terms of what it does. And I'm like, well, yeah, if we look at let's be fair, the Rodimus Prime was not worth the price point. I would argue that as well for Skyfire, and I'd probably argue that for Skylynx as well, in all honesty. They were big, but they weren't that interesting transformation-wise. Motormaster did quite a lot. Armada Prime is doing a lot. And who was the other one that we've had who I thought wasn't awful? I can't remember offhand. There was another one that had in the image, and I was like, oh, that one's fine as well. But for the most part, I think that still this could have been a commander class, but I guess not. Excel Hedge says, where's Deathsaurus' wife? See, there's the real bonus that we needed. I think that would have been cooler than a chair, maybe. I mean, the chair's okay. I think his wife would have been a nice nod. And you could say, no one knows he has a wife. It's like, yeah, well, no one fucking knows who Deathsaurus is, which is the main reason why you're doing it as a HasLab exclusive. Give him his fucking wife. Give him his wife. Do it. They didn't, though, obviously. UK haven't had confirmation emails yet. Ah, okay. Maybe they're getting out the Hiss tank first, and then Deathsaurus will be following on behind that. I guess that makes sense, right? One big release, then the next big release. Probably not a good idea to do them all in one go. People in chat, have you got a Deathsaurus pre-ordered? Are you prepared sensually? Because obviously your bank account's already been drained dry from this boy. Are you getting them? Axel Hedge, Private Spoon? Is he coming to a home near you? With Bota and Peepo. Peepo the ambulance, obviously. Wow, yeah, I forgot how little the bird does. Oh, yep, and yes. Oh, Private Spoon's got one. Okay, nice. I hope he's good. I hope no one runs into any painting issues, which Starsaber obviously did have. I have seen that there has been opportunities to get Starsabers if I wanted to, from like Facebook posts and stuff like that. But hey, maybe Private Spoon, you'll not want him in a few years' time, and I'll buy him off you like I have done most of your RID collection. You never know. You never know. Excel Hedge hasn't bought one. Okay. Was it the price that put you off, Excel Hedge, or was it another reason that you didn't want to get one? Because I think the reason I didn't was I bought the Hiss tank and I didn't see the price here, but for myself, as I mentioned before. There you go. He's coming. Nice new fancy images, chromed on the bow bits, it seems like. Nice. Now, new listings. So, rumored figures are coming up. Transformers Generation Legacy Starseeker DLX, deluxe figure, I assume. Cannonball. So, this is interesting. We're getting Armada Red Alert. The problem here is they're doing the best version of him, or the most important version of him first. Once Cannonball comes out, I ain't buying normal Red Alert. I ain't doing it. I want not. Okay, we'll go with concern. My concern with Cannonball is, will they do the crazy paint job? Will he have the cool tampograph on him, or will they cheap out and go, yeah, it's good enough? Because he is kind of a premium color scheme, because he's kind of here and there and everywhere, kind of color wise. So I hope he does. I hope he's a new mold. I hope he's not. Because I saw someone this week, but I can't remember who. They did what was it? It wasn't a Digibash. Was it It was either a Digibash or someone just did a full custom of the breakdown, what the skids mold, and they did it into Armada Red Alert, and I was like, ugh, I don't like that mold that much. I think it's kind of a crappy mold. I hope Red Alert gets a proper mold. So I hope Cannonball gets a big boy, proper, thick, new, cool mold. That's what I hope. Now, I guess it makes sense for him to be done as well because, well, we got Thundertron coming, so put them out in a similar time so you can get the pirates together, I guess. Makes sense. I'm okay with that. Private Spoon says, I'll never be able to afford the G1 original, so it's unlikely I'll ever sell. That's fair. I do have the G1 version. I got him back in the day when he was relatively cheap, quote unquote. He's just missing the back heel spur for some reason, which the seller didn't mention, which was annoying, but what can you do? I could probably get my buddy Gruff to 3D print out a back heel spur at this point. With 3D printing the way it is. Yeah. Or, push comes to shove, if I can get a knockoff the right size, I can just, butcher him, take his back heel spur. But yeah, Red Alert's coming. There's also the Transformers Project G-Wiz, which is G.I. Joe's X-Transformers Sergeant Cup, as the Triple T with Sergeant Slaughter and Leatherneck. So, okay. Let's get an image of the Triple T, because I think I know what vehicle this is. I think I know which vehicle this is. G.I. Joe Triple T. Oh, that was easy to find. Yep, yeah, that is exactly what I thought it was going to be. Okay. So it's Sergeant Slaughter's vehicle, which is I don't know how you describe this. It's a dune buggy with tank treads. And missiles, I guess. I was wondering if they would just do a repaint of the Bumblebee mold, but no, it looks like it's going to be its own thing. Who's Leatherneck? Leatherneck. Sergeant Slaughter, you should know. Oh, Leatherneck's this guy. Okay. Another fairly famous G.I. Joeian. It won't be for me because the G.I. Joe figures the G.I. Joe, so that's already a bummer in my eyes. But they're done in the retro style. Yeah, it's not for me. I like the very overpriced classified line. At least in the UK here, they're very overpriced. At least in my opinion, 30 quid for a figure. Woof. That's a hot potato to swallow. It also burns the inside of your mouth. It being cup, sure, makes sense. I guess then he'll have to be primarily white. Because the Triple T, if we look back at the Triple T, very white, grayish, whitish kind of vehicle. Not very cup colors, cup being, I don't know, bluey gray? Is that the color you'd call cup? Like bluish gray? I'd say so. So it's going to be very, very white. But it's not a bad one. I guess the G.I. Joe X-Line's doing relatively well. Obviously, it costs them no money to license it out because it's G.I. Joe and owned by Hasbro and all that jazz. But I wasn't sure that the sales would have been good enough to justify, continuing it on, I guess it is. I guess it's good enough to keep the line rolling. So we've had... Who we had? We had Tank Megatron. We've had Bumblebee, the Dune Buggy Bumblebee. We've had Soundwave as the Dreadnoks car. And now Cup as the Triple T. Have we had any others I can't think of? I think that's it. I think we've only had the 4, right? XLHead says, I just don't like the Hasbro Lab crowdfunding method. I agree. And outside of Unicron, too big and expensive, they haven't offered any character I want. That's also fair. I can understand that. XLHedge. Will Cup have the Saigar? I'm going to say no. I don't think they have the balls, the gramba, to give him the Saigar. It'd be nice if he did have it, but I have a feeling smoking is not kid-friendly, even though this is, clearly not for kids. Because kids, G.I. Joe, it's not really a kid's property anymore. Because it has no presence. That's why G.I. Joe isn't a kid's property. It has no presence. So the kids don't know about it, really. They also have the Transformers Gen MPM Brawl. So I guess the assumption is it's going to be... Oh, codename Hover. The assumption is going to be a masterpiece version of Brawl from the movies. Because it wouldn't make sense to do any other one. Fine, okay. Transformers Gen P-Con or PC On. Jeez, picky poison. DTC Dino King. What does that mean? Does that mean they're going to repaint all of the core class Dinobots and release them as Dino King, as we suspected, me and Mikey suspected a while ago at this point? Or is it going to be something else? I imagine PC Con or P-Con means something specific. Let's see if anyone's got P-Con. Nope, no one's mentioned P-Con. What about Dino King? Dino. 4 mentions of Dino King. No. I was hoping someone was going to talk about it. Do you think, chat, it's going to be a new figure, or do you think it's going to be a repaint? I would assume repaint. But I'm not sure what DTC stands for, or is a thing for. Also, Transformers Generation LDR, Optimus Prime and Autobot Bullseye. Apparently, this is a Target exclusive, and replaces the Transformers BBSS LDR reissue. And I don't know what that means. I've no idea. And the last 2 are Rescue Bot related, which are the Heroes Team Optimus Primal and the Classics Hero Team Mirage. Not a huge amount, but it kind of leads into the next story of there's going to be a Transformers fan stream on November the 14th, a day before my birthday, Tuesday next week. All right, Tuesday next week? Yeah, Tuesday next week. So Tuesday next week, they're going to show us something. I don't know what. Maybe they'll show us Tidal Wave. Maybe they'll show the list of leaks that we've just got there. I would hope. I don't know, but I guess it means that next week there might be a few more things to talk about. I'm hoping. Is there anything that you're hoping to see, chat, at a fan stream next week? Anything in particular? I'd like to see Tidal Wave. And I think from this list, I wouldn't mind seeing Cannonball, to be honest. And if they do happen to show what Dino King is, I'd be fine with that as well, I'd be okay with that. I don't think they will, though. I don't think they will. All right. So, now this might get revealed, I suppose, mightn't it? Yeah, this is... we're already on the last story. It's already the end, boys. I told you there wasn't much this week. This week. It's the Dragon Year Transformers toy revealed at Cybertron Fest 2023. So there, which I think is... it's a Singapore Comic-Con convention. Yeah, that makes sense. So the description from the Instagram reads, exclusive, exciting reveal for Transformers fans. See it first. be the first in the world globally to peek at the fall item sneak preview, and first in Asia as the special Dragon Year, shouldn't it be Year of the Dragon Year Transformer toy. And they have the little peeky-poo of what this is going to look like. This is under the Transformers Unite line, which is interesting. And then later on, we got the possible first look of the Dragon Year Transformers toy, which came off the internet via Baidu, via a Baidu user who I've never heard of. The website, not the user as well, obvious reasons. We have an image which looks very CGI and it's very grainy and not very good, but it's clearly kind of a photo stand-in, as we've got a very Chinese dragon in a very fancy box for some reason, and we have it looks like paper cutouts, to be honest, of what the dragon mode looks like and what the night mode looks like. And oddly enough, I'd say that the night looks more like something from The Last Night, Transformers The Last Night. It looks like something from that, more so than kind of G1 aesthetics, if you know what I mean. I don't know whether it will be something from The Last Night or something to look similar to The Last Night, but that's the vibe I'm getting from it. XL Hedge says, big convoy / universe nemesis. Oh, that'd be neat. As a reveal on Tuesday, yeah, I'd be okay with seeing that. I don't think it'll happen, in all honesty, but it would, I'm down with the idea of that. You know, why not? But yeah, Transformers Dragon. Like I say, we don't get to see a huge amount. We get to the best image, I guess, is the concept art, I guess, of the dragon when it's in this weird C-shaped pose, which the toy will obviously never do, I assume. Yeah, I don't know. I wish we had better images. Maybe I think this must get a proper reveal on Tuesday, surely. This has to be the thing that we get to see properly, because it's already been revealed. We just need like a good image of it, which we don't have at all as of yet. But yeah, I like Chinese dragons. Reminds me of Serpentera. If they make this, maybe that's what they do for a crossover. You do the Transformers X crossover Power Rangers Serpentera, or something like that, if you know what I mean. I could see them doing that. It seems like an easy win. People like Power Rangers, people like Serpentera. If you've got a Chinese dragon, I think most of the work's already done for you. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if that was the case. But yeah, that's it, chat. There is no more news for this week. I'll just double check on the big sites. No, that's it. The rest of them are kind of just like small bits of news, are very specific bits of news, like Takara Tomy showed off their Unite figures at an exhibit, which is just, you know, Japan's not allowed to do the crazy stuff anymore, so it's just, yeah, there you go. That's all you get. Nothing too fancy, I'm afraid. So the question is, chat, do you have any questions you want to ask me? Or should I maybe instead of like doing one of the big toy talks, I can do a small toy talk, can't I? I could do a small toy talk. Yeah, how about instead of doing the Micromasters, Godmasters stuff, I'll talk briefly about the 1993 stuff. Hang on, let me get other sites open just so I can make sure that we cover all of 1993 Transformers. What did I type in? Beast Wars catalog, I think it was. It won't be Beast Wars. It won't be Beast Wars, but it helped me find the site. Catalog. There we go. Okay. And then I said 93. Yeah, we could talk about G2. We are jumping forward many years from where we were, because me and George, when we can get together, we'll be talking about... Oh, can I not just, like, refine this down? No, I can't. Okay, well, I can do that later. We'll be talking about more specific years, but we can talk about some G2 stuff. Why not? I'll save this image for later. Hello, Big D. Welcome. You've missed the news because there was none this week. So, 1993, the era where the madness began color-wise. So it was a glorious time. We had the aerial bots. Poor Slingshot suffered the worst with gold plastic syndrome. Probably the best Superions ever looked, I would say. I don't think it helped that we had Air Raid and Skydive, both being grayish, silvery colors, to be honest. As well as Silverbolt. Silverbolt, it all kind of blends together, and they don't have a very distinct look apart from Fireflight, who, in all honesty, looks pretty similar to his original release, and Slingshot, who explodes because you sneeze on him, and he's made of gold plastic. So, in terms of an update, no. Dudicus, Dudicus, that's the boy. That's the fucking boy. Let me tell you. This repaint of the Combaticons is the best and worst of the 90s. If you love the 90s and the weird color schemes, you'll hate it. If you like that aesthetic, you'll love it. Everything has army camo on. Everything. Purple army camo. Army camo? I said that right, yes. You have a big yellow block for Onslaught in the center, a red foot for Swindle, a bright green foot for Brawl, a white arm for Blast Off, and a blue arm for Vortex. All the colors of the rainbow that you could hope for. He also comes with a firing missile, because I think this missile gun was used quite a few times throughout the G2 line. And he came with black head and black feet and black accessories. I think this was a great repaint. I really do. It stood out. It's very, 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 very different from the original release. No two figures are color mushed together and look boring, unlike the aerial bots, I would say. I'd say this is great. This, whenever there is a Bruticus coming out or came out, my question is always, where'd the G2 version though? Magic Square have a very, very cool looking version of Bruticus. And I'm just sitting here going, but where's the G2 version? That's the one I want. Where's that? Big D says, not seen the colored photos of Deathsaurus doing the rounds. Yes, we talked about them as well. It looks fine. Bit too much. I'm suddenly thinking the Ali G scene where he thanks his crew for turning up in their oh yeah, man, that was Ali G was a while ago, and I felt really sad that Sash and Baron Cowen made public apologies for his comedy, which he built his career on. Felt like he wussed out, which is kind of pathetic, but I'm not surprised, to be honest. Big D says, I mean, at least Vortex is somewhat practical at camo. I guess. I mean, I guess a blue helicopter could work. Excelhead says, where's Ruination? Ruination was a really good color scheme as well. I prefer Dudicus, but Ruination was a really solid redo of him color scheme-wise as well. The problem with Ruination is, I think... Is it Rollbar who's Swindle? I think some of them look a bit boring. They all come together and form Ruination and look really nice together, but the individual components kind of get lost a little bit color-wise because they're all a bit flat. They all come together, they get the gold, boom, beautiful. On their own individually, you know, they're not bad, they're just kind of flat. They're background kind of color schemes. Only the finest deep cuts from Big Swing indeed. That's, yeah, I guess, yeah, you're not wrong there. Now we have two versions of Devastator. We have Orange Devastator, which is a yellow Devastator that's been left out in the British sung too long. The orange here is intense. Let's just say that. It does remind me of your generic fat British white guy on a beach who's just been sitting in the sun for far too long. I don't think orange... this was apparently a KB Toys exclusive, which I didn't know. I don't know. I think the bright orange, or the just really vibrant, solid orange, is a little much for me. And I think that the just, standard yellow Devastator just looks better. It's the reason why when repaints are done, it's the yellow version. Construction vehicles are yellow. It makes sense. It looks good, cohesive, solid color scheme. Can't beat the yellow. Now, the Autobot cars, we have one completely shit one, which is a G2 Inferno. He's super shit. I don't know, apart from a few stickers, if there was any visual changes made to him. I don't think there was. I'm pretty sure there wasn't. He has a new water cannon, water weapon accessory, and then they've taken away his firing fists, it looks like. Yeah, he doesn't have his firing fists anymore. Now they have really long pegs, so you can peg them in and out. Which I guess you could argue is better. Because the firing fist gimmick, that was a Diaclone leftover, which was never something I liked. The extra stickers, you barely notice them. I guess if you want to go for a G2 one, you just need to look out to see, does he have firing fists? If yes, not the real one. But because he doesn't have firing fists, he has less fists. He just have his left fist and his right fist. That's it. No weird fire hydrant, water pistol, arm, fist, changeable thingamadoo. Just hands. G2, just hands. Excuse me, just hands, just guns. That is truly a lazy repaint. They could have at least repainted him in hotspot colors. Well, at this time, you probably could have colored him like yellowy green, because aren't there like some fire trucks in some parts of the world that like yellowy lime greeny colors? I think you could have gone with that. It's the worst out of the 3 Autobot cars. Next we have Jazz, who is just white, but his saving grace is he does have different stickers. They have stickers with his name on, so he's less in disguise than usual. His name is on his toy 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Just in case you didn't know who Jazz was, it really rams it in your face. Oddly enough, I think the side doors and on the top, it's meant to be a music note with like red and greeny stripes in it with a 1. Looks a little bit like Rainbow Dash to me. Is that kind of blue color? And then the green to the yellow to the red. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it's a deliberate Rainbow Dash reference from My Little Pony. Kind of looks like it. To me. To me, to you, to me, to you. Now, he does come with the standard, I think at this point, missile firing gun with 2 spare missile shots. And he has Jazz gun, but Jazz do have no Jazz shoulder cannon, which the artwork shows him with. Lamau. A bit of a bummer. Again, this is not what I call a very good repaint or good, interesting entry into the G2 world. What can you do? This is what you got. Less copyright infringing, at least. I guess. Yeah, but it's just kind of lame. Surprisingly pastel. That's what his gun's called. Like he shoots somebody in the face and says surprisingly pastel. I think the profile's still the same. So those are the Autobot cars that got redone. You only got 3 of them. According to the website that we're going from is transformersland.com. So it's not my fault if I'm wrong. Remember, chat, it's them, right? So if I'm wrong, it's their fault, not mine. Don't blame me. Now, we move on to the auto rollers. And no, these came out first. These came out first, and then Japan got them and changed them for the Beast Wars 2nd series, I assume. So we got Dirtbag, which I didn't have, and we got Roadblock. Roadblock, who looked suspiciously like Scavenger, being a excavator dump truck. Yeah, it comes with 3 missiles. The missiles can awkwardly hang off the side of the tractor mode. Excavator mode, whatever you call it. And then he has the gimmick where there's a switch in the back. You can switch it on or off. Switch it on. Switch it off. And he just rolls normally. Switch it on, and when you push him forward, he auto transforms. He stands up and his arms fold out and his digger, truck thing. Scoop, that's the word. Scoop flies back over goes over his chest and becomes his little boob. It's actually not too bad of a transformation. I don't know why they don't have an image here of what the robot mode looks like, because it's pretty cool. Let me go and get one. That's not the one. That's the one. Let me go and get a proper image so you can have a look. What's his name? I don't need that anymore. I don't need that anymore. I need this. Roadblock. Auto rollers roadblock. There we go. Show me roadblock, Google. There we go. There's the robot mode. That's good enough. There we go. This. He had a little button in one of his arms where you could push it up and down, and it would spin the chainsaw on his arm. Pretty cool. And he had no hands. Poor boy. But he did have a giant arm that was that had elbow joints, I should say. And you could put a missile in there and fire. It also had bicep rotation, which was pretty neat, mainly due to the transformation, and a head swivel as well. Pretty neat design. I like the head sculpt. I kind of used it as a big angry version of Scrapper. Not bad toy, in all honesty. Not bad at all. Rainbow Dash didn't exist in the 90s. Really? Is that true, Axel Hedge? Is that true? Private Spoon, I bought the Beast Wars version at Auto Assembly 2014. Jesus Christ. I still need to get the Beast Wars versions. Because there's what? Auto Jetta and Auto... the other one. Auto the other one that I need to get. I need to get. I don't even have Dirt Boss, to be honest, which is kind of silly. I do have my original version of Roadblock, though. Who I do think is cool. Roadblock is neat. He's a good looking lad. Then we got Dirt Boss, who is totally not long haul. Totally not long haul. As I said, I didn't have this one, but I assume it works in a similar fashion, you know? Dirt Boss. Dirtbag. Also a good name. Dirtbag. Auto Roller. Maybe you're right. Maybe that's the other one. You're probably right. I think, again, Dirtbag looks pretty good. I think he's a pretty solid looking robot. Obviously, no hands again. I know that this arm being, for those who are not watching the show live, his left hand can unfurl into like a little pinchy, nippy, bum pinchy claw. Oh yeah, there's a better image. Well, sort of an image. And then his other arm is just primarily for here you put in the two missiles, which are still way too long. They should have been shorter missiles, but super long missiles that you can fire out of his hand. I don't know. I think these toys were pretty fun. Not exceptional Transformers, but because they were so big. How big were they? Do I remember? I think they're about deluxe size-ish, right? Private Spoon, is that right? About deluxe size? And they were big and chunky. You didn't have to do much to transform them either. You know, that for me, even as a kid, I was like, yeah, I'd prefer the transform a bit more, but you know, what can you do? They also had two versions that they didn't do, repaints, which was a white and camoed version of Roadblock into Sergeant Hound. Excuse me, no relation. And Dirtbag got done into General Optimus Prime. I think those were two that were never released. I don't think they were. Oh, Auto Roller was the Jet. What was the other one? There's this one. The blue one, but it wasn't blue in Japan. I didn't get the Jet one, and I didn't get the weird armored vehicle. Those were the two I was missing. And it's a shame. I mean, look at the Beast Wars version. They are very nice and colorful. It's the only problem with the Beast Wars second version is Roadblock is still green. He's just more of a heavy green. Dirtbag is yellow, which is cool. Auto Roller, which is the Jet, is blue, and the other one is red and white. And they all look kind of nice next to each other, in all honesty. Actually, I like the prototype version of Auto Roller, which is green on top for the jet parts and then like yellow underneath. It reminds me of I think it's a knockoff G.I. Joe I had with like a weird snake hang glider with missiles and stuff, but it wasn't just like a proper hang glider. It was like a vehicle hang glider. XL Hedge says Rainbow Dash was created for Milo. For 2003. Oh, okay. Maybe Jazz was the inspiration to it then. Maybe that's the case. Who knows? I mean, I don't know, but other people might know. Auto rollers are pretty good. I might actually have to look for some auto rollers tonight because I don't know why, but when Private Spoon said I got them at Auto Assembly 2014, that made me think I could buy them now. Potentially, if they're not silly expensive, which they might be. I could buy them now. Anyway, Next on, we have the accelerators, a really good, solid team of little, small transformers, which are core classish size by today's standard. There's Rapido, Scram, the only one I don't have, Turbo Fire, and Windbreaker. Windbreaker was the one that I got as a kid. Now, these are all I think they're all pretty neat. Let's get the accelerators. Transformers, accelerators. You can see how badly I can spell as well. There we go. We've got some of them up. Oh, there's a good image. Someone did a YouTube video on them. Yeah, the only problem a lot of kids had, or at least I had, with the accelerators was they generally all transform the same way. You unfold the legs. You, in some way, either flip down the front of the car or pull the hood of the car down to give the arms. And that's really about it. And then the engine part, because they were all hot rod cars. All of them were hot rod cars. All of the big fat engines became their guns. So if you look online these days, when you see most of these figures, they're mostly missing their guns. And because the guns are the engines of the cars, there's usually a big hole in the car where the engine should be, which is a bit of a shame. This is not the case with Rapido, whose engine's stuck on the back of his car, so you can kind of fudge it and go, yeah. You know, shrug your shoulders and your arms and all that jazz. So again, they don't do a lot in terms of transforming. But again, I just like how they look. No one's taking a decent picture of Rapido's head, though. No one. I generally like how they look. They've got an interesting design. They're all kind of unique, interesting car modes. I'm not gonna explain what they all are. It's like racing car, 4x4 car, racing car. But in terms of color scheme, there's the red one, Rapido, the blue one, Scram, the teal one, teal. The teal one, which is Turbo Fire, and the orange one, Windbreaker. They all got, like I say, unique looking looks to them. Yeah, we'll go with that. They've got unique looks to them. They don't look like your average Transformer that you see today. I suppose you could do repaints of them if people wanted to. But again, I really enjoy the accelerators. They're small, fun, easy to transform. They were really perfect for a kid. They even have elbow joints. They don't really do any. They have quote unquote knee joints, but they're really there for, like, you know, the transformation more so than any kind of posing. But they were good. Then there were that's really gonna wrap it up as the color change. Sky Scorchers, Laser Rod. Maybe Stormtroopers came later. No. Oh, do they not have? Oh, I don't think they have all of these guys. Hang on. Maybe they don't have everybody here. Maybe they don't. How about we go to TF Info? Is it TF Info? Yeah, TF Info. TFU Info. Year 93. Oh god, no, they don't have images for these. They don't have images. Makes it far harder. Transformers. 1993. That's 2. That's 3. Do we have just a list? 1993. Oh, the wiki. Ew. Ew, the wiki. Gross. No, we don't have a good format to kind of look at the stuff there. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Comic and Toys. No. Okay, we'll just have to use this because I know there's more than just. It's got the color change, but it's only got 4 of them. It doesn't have the Stormtroopers, which is weird because the Stormtroopers are also color changes. But I guess we can talk about the color changes. There's Deluge, Drench, GoBots, and Jetstorm. I originally had Deluge, which is an F1 car who I had a proxy as Mirage. Since I didn't have an original Mirage, Deluge was my boy. And it keeps bringing up different ones. Can we? There's a Deluge. So if you didn't know, if you weren't around at the time, the color changes were there was a bit of plastic on the front where if you doused it in water, it would change from one color to another. It was a stupid gimmick. It didn't really look cool, but it was a thing that happened. Deluge was one of these weird Transformers who I found to be One of the harder Transformers and more complex ones of the time. Not that you would suspect it. I wonder if we can find the instructions, and it would be a better instructions. Yeah, there's Deluge's instructions. Can we get them nice and big? Because you had to do some flippy-turny-whirny woo-woo to get them to work. Okay. Pull the gun off. It showed you on the front here where the front bumper was the change thing. It starts off fairly easy. You flip the legs down, split the arms open to give the cool shoulder pads. And for some reason, as a kid, the section here, step 4, where you turn him around at the neck, and then from that point it says, step 5, at pivot point shown, swing down top section towards rear. So he did this, like, again, as a kid, yeah, I never read the instructions. He did this thing where, like, his entire torso kind of flipped upside down, and then kind of went into the shape that you see here. Now, again, like I say, it's not really complex as an adult when you look at it and think about it, but as a kid, I just didn't quite understand what was happening. Because, again, I wasn't reading the instructions, because who needs to read? That's lame. But it was an interesting look. It was something that I hadn't seen before from this era of Transformers. Generally speaking, I hadn't seen. Especially compared to, like, Drench. Drench, who did next to nothing. Drench was more of your standard Transformer. Where do we have it? Yeah, Drench. There we go. That's a back image of Drench. That's not helpful. There's the front of Drench. Drench, you just flip the front down, splay the arms open, and flip the legs down, and he had very slender legs. Very, very slender legs. Wasn't a big fan of Drench. Also, he came with the giant back cannons, which look cool, but because of his shit legs, he wasn't really able to stand with them. Which is obviously a small problem. Oh man, look at this Drench. Deluge, sorry, who's decolored over the years for unsurprising reasons. I think I've lost my gun for Drench and for Deluge, unfortunately. So not only that, but GoBots. I do have GoBots, but I have the repaint of GoBots into Jetstorm, who we have at the bottom here, who's just like red. Oddly enough, though, my Jetstorm is missing the translucent plastic for the back of the head, the light gimmick. Let's go with No, we'll go with Jetstorm because. Hang on. G2 Jetstorm. We might get the right figure. Oh, that's right. That's right. The black sports car, which is also called Jetstorm. The black racing car is Jetstorm, and also they repainted GoBots, so he was also Jetstorm. Yeah, the light piping is missing from mine. This one transforms in a quite interesting way as well, where the front of his kind of hood car becomes his shoulders. His forearms are the back of the doors, and it gives him a bit more of an interesting silhouette than, again, most of the other robots you would see of this era. His water pistol gimmick thing forms his front bumper, which is quite nice. But it is very, 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 very long. It does, once again, look a tiny, tiny bit silly. But I think in terms of, again, an interesting silhouette, GoBots, Jetstorm, whatever you want to call him, is pretty interesting. And that's what the best thing about this G2 stuff is. All of the unique stuff has a unique look that didn't look like Transformers from previous eras. So you could argue that some of them maybe were lacking a little bit of personality in their looks. I would agree with that. But they all went on unique, interesting shapes and silhouettes, again, like I mentioned. I've never had Jetstorm. Jetstorm, the black and blue racing car, who was also done into Aquafiend, which is a red version, had a cool look to him. He went for a bit more of a traditional water pistol with a bendy tube rather than a solid bit of plastic, or like you suck up the water with a sponge thing and then kind of squirt it out. It's more of just a standard long tube. And again, cool look to him. Pretty neat. Let's put in Aquafiend as well. Aquafend. Is it Aquafend or Fiend? No, it's Aquafend. Who you could actually... Someone's actually done a digibash of him from a Mirage. It actually doesn't look too bad. It doesn't have the right face, as You know, this is the face of the era. But again, it's less red, in all honesty, and it's more of a pink, kind of a hot pink, with, again, very cool G2 stickers. I think it's neat. I don't know, guys. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know where the color change is on this guy. I'm pretty sure I remember Jetstorm / GoBot's color change thing were his shoulders. Like the shoulders of the front car. I think most of it's just the front of the car, right? So it's probably on the Jetstorm Aquafend is probably like basically his dick. Because that's the front of the car, effectively. I'm guessing that's probably the case, right? I assume. I'm going to make that assumption. I don't know if it's entirely true. But I think we can go with that. How about we end today's stream, a quick podcast, because like I say, there was no news and we're just throwing this in for extra goo. How about we finish off with the Cyberjets? I haven't had a huge amount of experience with the Cyberjets. The most I've really had is repaints of them for Robot Masters. And unfortunately, there's not a huge amount of molds here. There's like 3 molds and they were repainted. So Air Raid and Skyjack are the same mold. Space Case and Strafe are the same mold. And Hooligan and Jetfire are the same mold. Oddly enough, Space Case, who is quite a cool jet, very G2, backwards wings, with a... the best way to describe the pattern on top of the jet mode is it looks like the bottom of a pool. You know that the really small little blue tiles with black tiles on the bottom of a pool? That's that. That's his pattern on the top of his plane. And then with a big electric-looking eagle on there as well. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. But they did. But yeah, if you wondered, Space Case was... for Robot Masters, it was done into either Delta Seeker or X Gunner. It was a 2-pack. You know, I don't know which one was which. But yeah, Space Case was redone from... Oh, God. I can't remember what the name was. Space Case. It was redone from... Oh, fuck off. Transformer Space Case, and it's not there. I spelt it wrong, so that doesn't help. Space Case. There he is. Yeah, there he is. He was done from a Dark of the Moon... Wow, this picture's blurry as shit. He was done from a Dark of the Moon mold. Which one, though? The yellow one. I can't remember. I'm sure people will remember. Very cool mold. I never got Space Case. But oddly enough, they kind of ditched his weird pool pattern. And they went for a translucent blue look to him for some reason. Doesn't really look the same as Space Case originally, because the head's completely different. And the color scheme is, again, arguably completely different. But it was a nice kind of hook back. Hooligan is the best. Give me a new Hooligan. Didn't they do a Hooligan? Didn't they do Hooligan? I think they did. Hooligan, if you didn't know, is a fancy jet. That's bright yellow. Sorry, orange with tiger stripes. He was also done into R-Blade, which is the one I had from Robot Masters. So let's have a look at Hooligan. Hooligan. There he is. There's Hooligan. Not like crazy transformation. Transforms a little bit like Smoke Jumper, Energon Starscream, that kind of mold. Similar-ish transformation from what I remember. Not 100%. But it's that kind of, again, that idea. Didn't he get redone? Didn't Hooligan get a repaint? It's not this. This is a custom. I'm sure. Yeah, that is a custom. I'm sure Hooligan got a newer toy at some point down the line. But I can say that this one's quite fun. The interesting thing about the Cyberjets, if you didn't know, these were probably, I guess for the time, some of the most articulated Transformers. I think this is probably when they started implementing ball joints into Transformers, as they had ball joint knees, ball joint hips, ball jointed shoulders, and ball jointed elbows. And then like a mushroom pegged head joint so the head could move as well. So for the time, like I say, these were probably the most articulated Transformers that were on the market. On the market, do I want to say that? Yeah, I'll say that. I'll say that they were the most on the market. So he was done into Jetfire as well, which, yeah, you know, Let's have a look at Jetfire. G2 Jetfire. I mean, the Jetfire is fine. He's white with gray camo on. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. If you wondered, our blade totally was not a do-over for Jetfire, Skyfire. Nope. Totally doesn't look like him at all. Now, you may see me switching forth between a Jetfire toy and Blade. What's his name? Blade Master, Master Blade, whatever I fucking called him. And you might say, Andy, they look very similar. You're wrong. You're drinking the Kool-Aid, my friend. You're insane. They look nothing alike. Nothing alike. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. And the last one was Air Raid and Skyjack. Let's put in Skyjack. Skyjack. I had this one. I didn't like it as much. Oddly enough, which I completely forgot, it was kind of nodded at. There was a little nod to it when the Generations Select Silverbolt was done into his color scheme. Not completely one-to-one, as you can see. The original Skyjack was primarily a black stealth bomber, and then the back of him was red with this kind of weird fiery transition between the two. Kind of nice. Problem was, didn't really transfer over to the robot mode, where he was primarily just black with red arms and thighs. An interesting idea. They were getting, because of the size of these figures, I'm guessing they couldn't do the spring gimmick, so how do you do a firing missile? They had a little claw hand where you shoved the missile through their arm and went through their forearm out the back, and then you just kind of locked it in place with this little round bit in the missile. And yeah, it was kind of friction, so you pushed it forward and it blew forward. Not a terrible idea. Not perfect either. I like the fact that, you know, they're using them as melee weapons for bonking, as well as just for that. But if you look at like I think the three best versions of these three molds, maybe, yeah, probably Skyjack, Hooligan, and Space Case, right? Let's put an Air Raid just to make sure I'm not lying. Air Raid. Air Raid. Oh shit, there he is. Yeah. Air Raid is just primarily the black stealth bomber. He doesn't have the cool fiery effect. He's got almost like a very light dusting, like someone's hit him with an airbrush on the back of his wings, of a very slight hint of blue, but nothing too crazy. I'm happy to say that Skyjack, Hooligan, and Space Case are the best versions of these molds, the most interesting visually. If you want to comment below and say I'm wrong, you can do. Andy, your thing of Revenge... Oh, thinking of Revenge of the Fallen Fear Swoop, was that right? You're probably right. Revenge of the Fallen Fear Swoop. We'll see if that's right. Oh, Hooligan was done, kind of. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, it seems like Hooligan had a nod from Revenge of the Fallen, as Exel Hedge mentioned, from the really shit drone character. Is that what it was called? And it was the orange jet with tiger stripes on it, and it was in a 3-pack with 2 Legion scale figures, which was a Jazz and a Mud Flap or some shit like that. Yeah, I've got the original version of this toy, the shitty grey version, and it's crap. If you want to buy it off me, I'm more than welcome to sell it to you, but it's crap. It's crap. And what a sad state of affairs when this is your Hooligan representation from, God, however many years ago Revenge of the Fallen was. But thanks for mentioning that, Exel Hedge. I completely forgot that this was a thing. It was a Walmart exclusive, apparently. Fandabby Dozy. Everybody loves those Walmart exclusives, I guess. Yeah, there you go. If you haven't had the Cyberjets, I would highly recommend them. I'd highly recommend most of the new molds. I wouldn't really recommend the Autobot cars. The only one that we didn't mention, because I'm stupid, is G2 Sideswipe. He speaks for himself. You know, most people should know about G2 Sideswipe because he's been done multiple times. Yellow Devastator, yeah, he gets done a lot. Orange Devastator, no. Dudicus, everybody knows about. Everybody knows really about, you know, Superior. Just the repaints, not too interested. If you haven't had the accelerators, give one a try. You can find them fairly cheap on eBay. The color changes, which I think go by a different name, don't they? Don't they go by a different name? I think they do. Deluge. Oh, come on. God damn it. Subgroup. It's not the... What are they called? It's not the Stormtroopers. I was looking for sprinkle bots, but it's not the sprinkle bots either. Let's have a quick look. 93 was it? Drench. Oh, okay, Drench. These are part of the... Oh, they don't have a sub-faction. That's weird. Huh. Okay, I thought they did. Yeah, like, there are the Stormtroopers, and yet the Autobot ones don't have that? Is that right? Maybe I'm looking in the wrong year. Maybe they're 92. Jetstorm. Jetstorm. No, maybe they're 94. Jet. No. Aqua. Aqua. No Aqua? Come on, man. Where are they? Aquafend. There it is. Oh, Aqua Speeders. There we go. The Aqua Speeders. Maybe you can type into eBay Aqua Speeders and find these guys. Again, I would recommend trying them out just if you haven't had them had them before. And again, with the Cyberjets, I think the ones you'll... Depending on what you're looking for, if you're looking for a bit more of a posable kind of old Transformer, the Cyberjets. If you're looking for kind of a weird, unique gimmick that's a bit more bigger, you know, for your collection, the color changes, or if you want something that's simple and fun, like your core class figures, the accelerators, or if you want a unique gimmick, the auto rollers, where they're like the battle chargers, but again, better, if you ask me. Exactly, give me a new hooligan, if only. Hello, Orange, welcome. You've come in just about as we're wrapping up, because I only wanted to do a few of these today. We went through a few of these. For some reason, like I said before, that for some reason the site doesn't have all of G2 on, because the Stormtroopers aren't on here, and the Stormtroopers are better than the Aqua Speeders. They just are. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look at them. Stormtroopers. They're just so much better, boys. They're just so much better. Now, okay. How about we do this? How about we finish off with the Decepticon Stormtroopers? We'll finish off with the Stormtroopers. So we'll start off with Aquablast. Aquablast transforms very similar to... What was he called? He transforms in a similar way to Drench. But you'll notice how he actually has a thigh gap and proper legs. He does have a very similar gun, though. But I think... I don't have this one. But I assume because he's got, like, real big boy legs instead of little girly legs like Drench does. Let's get Drench back up. Let's get Drench back up just so we can laugh at his girly legs. Transformers Drench. Show me the Drench. There we go. Let us laugh at his little girly legs. Look at them. Because he doesn't have the little girly legs here, I'm pretty sure he'd be able to actually hold his gun. Maybe a problem is there's a little hole just below his neck. I think this is much better. He already looks better, right? And I would say that he's the least interesting. Now, there's another one that's called Drench, but this is the Stormtroopers one. No, this one's called... Isn't this one Rage? No, this one's Drench. This is one that I really want to get. I really want to get the Stormtroopers Drench. I love the color scheme on him. Kind of a maroon red and then yellow with the lime green translucent plastic. And this really cool face. Oddly enough, do you know what the face sculpt reminds me of a lot? Now that I'm thinking about it, it looks a little bit like Tarn, right? Can you see it? Like if you look at the face design, if you see this, the gold part more as a mask, and then you see like the silhouette of the black parts with the little round bits around the face as the face underneath. To me, that looks like a Tarn-inspired mask. It's not, and I don't think Alex Milne was inspired by Drench. I could be wrong, but I don't think he was. And again, Drench has a pretty interesting car mode. I don't know what kind of car this is, but it looks like something you'd see out of Thunderbirds with a kind of okay transformation as well. Drench and Drench, no relation. No. One's an aqua speeder, one's a stormtrooper. But they both squirt water at each other. Think about that. He's also got one of the big long boy guns as well. Drench, I think his design and look and color scheme are really good. They just pop. And then we got Hydra Dread. I do have Hydra Dread. Visually, he's not great, especially like when you go from Drench and you look at how he looks visually, and you even go from like Aqua Blast and you look at his robot mode and he's quite stocky robot, and then you look, oops, that's Rail Spike, and then you look at Hydred's robot mode. It doesn't look quite as thick. I think it's because mainly the chest is too big and the arms are a bit low set to where you'd like them to be. But the transformation, I actually have this one. Buddy Jamie bought him for me out of the blue for no reason. And I was very appreciative it was either an auto assembly or at a TF Nation. I'm not sure which. But he does have a cool alt mode. I do like this. You can see obviously in the front where the color change plastic is. And his aqua gun isn't too crazy either. It just looks more like a normal gun, which is quite nice. Orange says, I think the other Drench is Shattered Glass because Shattered Glass Sideswipe apparently got that paint job to honor his friend Drench that died by the hands of Horror. Oh, okay. Is that true? Oh, not this Drench. Oh, you mean do you mean this Drench? You mean the lady legged Drench? Oh, there's an image of a Drench, I guess, custom down here out of what do you call him? Armada Wheeljack. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Sorry, my brain died halfway through. And the last one, another one that I really want to get, Rage. Stormtrooper Rage has a really cool look. Looks like he's wearing a gas mask or a scuba diver kind of oxygen tank. The orange, the bronzy bit is the bit in your mouth, and then the little silver bits off to the side look like the oxygen canisters. It looks like a thing that Batman would have. It's not a full oxygen tank. It's just a little one that you put in your mouth and you swim for a bit and you're like, that's dandy. He's a nice, evil-looking, sinister rich man. I think, oddly enough, a car that looks like Bruce Wayne would have driven. Nice, black, sexy kind of car. Again, another cool-looking one, but this one's got one of the bendable pipes, which I'm sure is an issue. So I still really want to get Drench and Rage, and I could do with an Aqua Blast as well. Again, I would say get these. They're really cool, interesting, unique-looking Decepticons. And again, that's why I like these, because they're very unique and they're not ever fucking touched, because let's do Season 1 again. Like, look at Drench's face. Look at it. It's great. Yeah, that Drench, the lady-legged Drench. I don't know how else you describe it, to be honest. Anyway, this was a brief, off the cuff, because this was I wasn't planning to talk about G2, but it only took us half an hour to get through the piddly amount of news this week. So I guess if I can't find somebody else in the future, I can quickly talk about G2 figures, because we do have, we've got the Decepticon jets, we've got the Dinobots, the GoBots, the heroes, the laser cycles, the laser rods, the leaders, the mini vehicles, other Rotor Force and Sky Scorchers we can talk about. And there might be a few others that, they haven't listed, like the fucking Stormtroopers for some fucking reason. Anyway, if you have any questions, fart them over to me and I can answer them if one wishes to. If not, we will be back next week at 8 o'clock in the evening UK time. I apologize for the show not being longer, but what can one do when there is no news and there is nobody to poopcast with talking about old school toys? The plan literally fell through at the last minute, unfortunately, but that's how it goes sometimes. I'm actually going to stream tonight. I'm going to stream some Remnant 2, I think in an hour or so, because I want to play Remnant 2, and it's as good a chance as any. So if you want to see me play Remnant 2, I'll be back in an hour or so. why not come on by if one wishes to? Otherwise, Moonbase 2 will be back on Sunday next week, 8 o'clock UK time. Thanks for coming on by. We're on Twitter, iTunes, Discord. No, Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn. You can contact us the usual way. If you're sending us emails, send me a message another way. Because I think Mikey still has the email, but I'm not entirely sure. You can find us on, you can go to patreon.com/moonbase2, and if you want to help out the show, $2 would be much appreciated. Just to keep the show running and whatnot, much appreciated. You can also get us from the ccbunker.weebly.com, and YouTube we are Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. I'm also on Decade Andy, multiple places, multiple locations, on YouTube as, again, Decade Andy. Thanks for coming on by, everybody. Hope you have a very good day, good evening, and or a good night. Next week, we'll be covering the Hasbro stream, which hopefully will have something very cool and very sexy on. But I don't know. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Yeah.